Fans, thanks for clicking today's Reddit Rose report. WWE announced on their website today Ricardo Rodriguez has been suspended for his first violation of the company's wellness policy. It says Stamford, Connecticut, in accordance with the Talent Wellness Program, WWE suspended Ricardo Rodriguez for 30 days effective immediately for his first violation of the company's policy. And if it's because of steroids, Ricardo, get your money back. It didn't work. Placebo, you ever hear that? WWE referee Charles Robinson turns 49 years old while Scotty 2 Hotty, which is not so hot no more. 43 years old, Bret Hart turns 56. Dark main event after last night's Raw. John Cena defeated Ryback in a tables match. Ryback came out before the match and had words with Cena. That was it. And as noted last night, WWE taped Zack Ryder versus Wade Barrett for this week's Superstar taping. They also taped Natalya taking on Naomi. And as seen also on last night's Raw, WWE included current TNA star Sting in their video package, looking back at former World Heavyweight Wrestling Champions. Really, they've not had to. But F4W Online says that Sting was included in those video packages for a reason. Word is that Sting once again is interested in joining WWE. While he hasn't openly had negotiations directly with the company, it's said that feelers to WWE about joining them is out and around. Well, there's said to be a lot of confidence on WWE's side that Sting will be on their roster eventually. They've said that for years. And TNA is not doing all that well financial-wise. That could be a little bit of a relief. I really think if they lost Sting, they really wouldn't lose any ratings. I really don't. And they could save some money that way. I'm sure he gets paid pretty much one of the top guys. Vicky Guerrero tweeted about her in-ring job evaluation scheduled for next week's Raw. She says, performance review next week. I'm kind of nervous and excited. Has to be a promotion to GM of Raw, right? Long night on Raw. I'm going to have a long week ahead of me thinking about my job evaluation next Monday. And at one point, Christian versus Seth Rollins was scheduled for last night's Raw, but it was nixed before the final script was done. And fan commented that Natalya's on-screen love affair with the great Khali, he must be upset. She replied, nope, he's still my best bud. That will never change. And as noted, there will be 2 episodes of the main event airing tomorrow night, which so set your DVRs on the Ion network. Ion's got the main event theme episode at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, regular episode at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. WWE also is going to be airing 2 main events episodes next week, July 10th. No word yet on whether that theme will be for the 7 o'clock episode, going on, but that's okay. If they're doing good with it, let's watch it. I never get to see it. I forget about it. And Fandango returned on Raw last night after being out with a concussion. Tweeted after the show, he says, why waste our time on WWE's Sheamus? We have reservations for Money in the Bank, and Fandango's Raw Gold goes around your waist. Alright, tonight's episode of SmackDown and the main event tape is going to be from the Landon Arena, Topeka, Kansas. CM Punk's been advertised for a special appearance. Remember to join, just check it out tomorrow. I'll tell you a little bit of a spoiler or so. John Cena tweeted about his match with Alberto on last night's Raw. He says, champion versus champion. Viva Del Rio, there was no losers in that match. That needs to happen again. Time is now. Usos and Roman Reigns, they tweeted about their tag team title match on the Money in the Bank pre-show. Usos says, first Money in the Bank ever against the Hart Dynasty 3 years ago. Now we got the Shield for the titles. Kick off. Reigns, he says at Money in the Bank kickoff, we finished the fight. And the Usos witnessed justice, believe that. Several people sent word that Jerry Lawler made a reference to Ric Flair and Roddy Piper's wife swap episode during last night's Raw and referred to Layla, Lawler said. Referring to Layla, Lawler said, he said, if she was my wife, I wouldn't swap her. Some of the WWE talent's on their way to Japan for 2 shows, and 1 show is in Taiwan before coming back to the States. This is odd. Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame ceremony from Waterloo, Iowa in a few weeks has more problems. Chris Taylor, Ric Flair, and Bill Watts have been inducted, but Taylor passed away 2 decades ago. Ric Flair backed out last week due to a paid appearance in California, and now word is that Watts won't be attending either. Returning Rob Van Dam is now scheduled for the July 25th SmackDown taping. Houston, Texas, and WWE announced appearance in a local commercial during last night's Raw. Van Dam is expected to be added to several more dates following his return on July 14th, Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Birthdays, happy birthday to former tag team and light heavyweight champion, well, I was telling you about Scotty 2 Hotty. Also, WCW wrestler Joe Gomez, 40 years old, and, Hall of Famer Bret Hart, 56, and WWE diva Amy Weber, 43. And on this day in 1969, the wrestling world lost the one-time NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion Iron Mike DiBiase at only the raw age of 45 years old. I tell you, wrestling is hard on people and their bodies, but I hate that when wrestlers just don't get at least 80 and 90 years old. They need it. They deserve it. Hey, thanks for clicking, you guys. I gotta go.